Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I have a pretty special battle here for you. As you can see down here, it's going to be Bobi, a good friend of mine, submitted this replay that he played with Wolf, Blademaster. And that's right, that's the Wolf who runs the channel over at Wolf Total War. Now he also runs the clan Wolf Total War and runs a couple of tournaments as well. So he's been a very, very busy guy at the moment. And we're hopefully going to showcase some of the changes that have happened to the blade balance mod. So let's jump into the battle here. Bobi has brought the NERVII and Blade has brought Carthage. Now, the biggest difference that is going to show in this particular battle here is going to be the use of pikes. I'm just going to go into pause here for a second. Now these African pikemen have been buffed. Let me just jump into the, oops. So here we go, this is the mod that I was talking about, Blade Balance V 2.0. So it's a rebalance mod, just takes a couple of different units that are in the game that seem to be a little bit underpowered and kind of gives them a buff or drops their, price or that kind of thing. So at the moment we can see all pike units drop pikes faster and more aggressive when given attack orders. So 150 men in size, all pikes have -10 melee defense and slightly lower weapon damage. That's probably going to be the biggest one that will affect this current battle. You can see we've got a whole bunch of, other things in here. Sword cavalry, this was a big one in a couple of battles previously. Companion cav, 10 bonus versus infantry, which is great. Elite damage javelin cavalry, so that kind of gives you an opportunity to bring them as well. Yeah, a whole bunch of different ones. So this is going to be, and missiles, they have a -5% missile block chance on these African pikemen. So that's probably going to be the biggest change that happens in this battle in terms of the mod changing things. So Blade has brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 African pikemen. He's put them into pike phalanx and he's going to move them up. He's also got 2 companion cav, and 2 Carthaginian cav. Now these guys will have the +10 bonus versus infantry, while the Carthaginian cavalry won't, because even though they are melee cavalry, they are carrying a spear as opposed to a sword. So in the past, previously the companion cav are kind of useless. They're very overpriced for what they are. But now that they have this bonus versus infantry, it might make it a little bit more interesting. He's also got 2 Numidian cavalry right out in the flanks. Late Libyan hoplite, I think the same thing's happening over here. And a Celtic warrior on each flank. In the center, he's got an Italian swordsman, 2 Balearic slingers, and a general's bodyguard general. Now, for Bobi, you can see he's kind of splitting up his forces here because you can see the pikes are in the center, and he doesn't really want to face them head on. He has brought a Levy Freeman on each flank. I'm just going to put this in slow motion for a second. Celtic slingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's taking them on the flanks, probably to get some flank shots. He's got an Oathsworn out in this flank as well. Looks like something similar is happening over there as well. And he's also bringing a Mighty Horse over onto that flank and on this flank as well. So 2 Oathsworn on this flank, 1 Celtic warrior, and a Levy Freeman. In the center, he has got a line of 3 Celtic warriors, another Celtic slinger, an Oathsworn, and a Mighty Horse. And bringing up the rear, he's got 3 of these Germanic Scout Riders. They're very good units. They'll be more than a match for these Numidian cav, and they'll be able to catch them in melee as well. So right off the bat, he's going to be charging in his companion cav. Nice bit of jostling around here. Bobi is threatening with his Mighty Horse, and it looks like we're going to pile our units in here. These companion cav do have precursor javelins as well. Looks like they get a good toss off, and now they're going to run out of this little combat. Late Libyan hoplite is getting a few kills on these Mighty Horse, and these Oathsworn being thrown into the fray against these late Libyan hoplites. So probably a fairly good engagement here in the long run for Bobi. But it looks like he's lost a lot of units in the process. 2 Oathsworn going to gang up on a whole bunch of these cavalry and infantry units. But it looks like Blade's going to reinforce with these pikemen. Now, in the past, previously, if you did this kind of thing, it kind of never really worked out. Oh, it looks like a bit of a gap has formed here for the companion cav to get through. So it looks like Blade's going to exploit that and send his companion cav in here to take down these Celtic slingers. Bobi's coming around the flanks with his Levy Freeman. It looks like he's going to have to bring back his Mighty Horse here, and a combination of Oathsworn as well to take down these Companion Cav. That is going to hurt. Just lost a couple of units there in that Companion Cav and getting some very good shots in with those Celtic Slingers. Good work from Bobi. Over on this flank, these Latvian Hoplites have been met by these Levy Freeman and Oathsworn. They're going to win that fight fair and square. These Mighty Horse are going to try and catch these Numidian Cav. Good luck to them. Levy Freeman, good job of getting around the flanks here. Blade has got his work cut out for him with these clunky pikemen. So even though they do have a couple of buffs, they are still going to be quite derpy at the same time. But he can do things like this, like, you know, to present a nice little barrier for his units to hide behind. So these Balearic Slingers are getting nice shots in here with no risk of being charged by pretty much any units. So Blade's going to have to pull back his Balearic Slingers there, getting his Companion Cav in there really nicely, and managed to finish off those Celtic Warriors. He should probably follow up with his Mighty Horse here, but it looks like they're going to get poked to death by these African pikemen. These units, no kills yet, but they've only just gotten to combat. Out in the flank, these Latvian Hoplites are coming back from routing. Oh, here we go. We get a charge from an Oathsworn General straight into the front of these pikes. That's got to hurt. Racking up a couple of kills there. Okay, I take that back. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, 3, 4 kills. Not too bad. But in the back, you know, they're getting hacked apart by those Oathsworn. Companion Cav getting some javelins in the back by these Scout Riders. In the center, we got pikemen coming up against Celtic Warriors head on. Oh no, it's kind of like a flank charge. Yeah, you can see these pikemen are getting a little bit derpy with their formation there. Looks like we're going to get a charge in here with our Oathsworn into these Celtic Warriors. Blade's doing a pretty good job of keeping reserves. Looks like, yeah, this African pikeman's going to get ganged up on and destroyed by that Oathsworn. So even though they are performing better and they are getting kills, it's still very hard for them to get into the right position to start attacking effectively. So looks like Bobi's going to pull out his Oathsworn there, and he's going to attack in this pikeman in the rear with this Oathsworn over here. But it looks like there's a Companion Cav incoming. We're going to get a nice charge into this unit. Oh, looks like he kind of pulled that unit out at the last moment there. Latvian Hoplites charging in here to these Oathsworn. Probably not going to get too many kills there. Looks like he's going to think twice and turn around his Companion Cav and come straight headlong into these Oathsworn. This is a battle of heavyweights here, right here. Very heavy melee Cav, Mercenary Companion Cav, very expensive, up against Oathsworn. Pretty much the best infantry unit in the game. Very interesting to see who would win there. Probably going to be the Oathsworn there, because they didn't get the best charge, these Mercenary Companions, but they do have this 10 bonus versus infantry. So I feel like this engagement is very interesting in showing off the Blade Balance mod. He's turned around his pikes and he's able to poke a couple of these Oathsworn to death. 13 kills on this pikeman here. These Italian swordsmen are going to get into these Oathsworn. These Germanic Scout Riders proving to be an absolute nuisance for Blade. So it looks like Blade's going to turn around his Balearic Slingers and tear apart these Germanic Scout Riders. They're going to do a very good job of that. And we got a bit of a wedge forming here. These African pikemen are going to come in and support against these Oathsworn. They're going to do quite well supporting in that kind of fight. All the while, these Balearic Slingers getting some very good shots into those Germanic Scout Riders. Whoa, they are going to drop very fast. These Scout Riders getting absolutely torn apart by these pikemen. 77, 78 kills here. Pretty awkward flank charge into these pikemen from the Germanic Scout Riders. There's a few units left on the field by Blade. Looks like he's going to chase off these Celtic Slingers with those Latvian Hoplites. Getting some good shots into the rear of this derpy pikeman. That's just really odd formation there. I'm sure if he resets it, you know, we'll probably make more use out of them. Oathsworn charging into the front of these African pikemen. He is popping second wind on his general there. So they are dying quite quickly. 240 kills in that unit so far, very good. African pikemen getting some kills. That's kind of a rare thing to see. Numidian Cav getting into those Balearic Slingers. Oh no, Germanic Scout Riders, yeah. Good job from Bobi there, just being a nuisance with his Scout Riders as usual. These Germanic Scout Riders are going to catch those Numidian Cav, though they're taking its toll on their units. So Blade's going after a couple of skirmisher units with his general's bodyguard, going to get a couple of kills there. African pikemen not in the best formation to face up against these Oathsworn. There are only 17 units left there, almost 100 kills from those units. African pikemen pretty much doing a lot of damage to that Oathsworn there. 64 kills there. These pikemen cost about 700 denarii. I don't know how much they cost in the blade balance mod, but they are quite expensive units in the vanilla game. Looks like this African pikeman is finally being torn down after 150 kills. So very solid work from that African pikeman there. Blade's general is being torn apart from a couple of slinger fire. Looks like this Carthaginian cav is going to get into a couple of these scout riders. Probably not going to finish up so well there though. So whether these pikemen have able to have been cost effective is one thing. I don't know if they have really been super cost effective, but definitely more effective than they would otherwise be in the vanilla game. Bobi just doing a good job of surrounding and destroying. Yep, looks like these pikemen are going to finish off those Celtic warriors. Great job from those units. Though Germanic Scout Riders coming into the rear. Yeah, very interesting. I'd be very interested to see the amount of kills on a couple of these cavalry units for the Carthaginians here. Looks like Blade's got a Balearic Slinger left. Whether it's got ammo left or... Oh yeah, looks like it does have ammo left. Looks like it's firing on this Celtic Slinger. Probably not the best target there. You probably want to finish off this Oathsworn before anything else. And it looks like these African pikemen are getting more and more kills up against his Oathsworn. Though Oathsworn almost at 300 kills at this point. Looks like this is a bit of a bug. I don't know if this is something that's bugged out from the replay or something, but these Oathsworn are coming up against this African pikeman. I don't know if that unit is supposed to be there. Sometimes the replay bugs out a little bit, and units are still in the game where they shouldn't really be. And it looks like this game has kind of turned out to be a little bit like that. Oathsworn down to 23 men, 22, getting hacked apart by these African pikemen. But yeah, you can see the formation is still a little bit buggy. Not really working out super well. But yeah, ganged up on both sides. But there was a close defeat? Wait. Did NERVII I don't know if they just lost there or not. Damn it, and we can't see the after battle stats there. So that's kind of disappointing. Sometimes with these replays, if they're sent into you can't open up the end game kind of stats. So a little bit disappointing there, but thanks Bobi for the game, for sending in that battle. Very interesting to see the pikes actually getting kills in the blade balance mod. If you guys are interested, go ahead and download that, have a couple of games. I know there is a couple of discussion pages for people to get together and coordinate when they play and that kind of thing. I'll probably be on there a little bit in the future just to try out different things, especially those companion cav. I really want to try and make them useful in the game and cost effective. Anyway, thanks for joining us. This is GeoJBest signing out. We'll see you next time. Bye.